Hey, Edgars from Funneltopia here, and now that we have created a course, a digital course, and we have created an offer, basically now, obviously, there's a payment processor that's been integrated with Funneltopia, so we can actually collect money, right? So it can be Stripe, PayPal. There's some other ones, or a combination of them you can do, or you can do one of them. I could recommend Stripe. That would be the easiest integration to do. So we have reached the point of we actually want to sell it. So we want to set up a sales page, a simple automation, basically. They just land on a page. It's like here where you buy it. They put in their information, and then and it gets delivered, right? It's all automated. The login details come to their inbox. So in this one, quickly, I'm going to show you just more from a functionality standpoint. This will not be a copywriting or page design masterclass. That's a whole huge training in itself. I want to show you the functionality, how to actually deliver how to have a sales page that delivers the product. So that's going to be the first thing. And all the copywriting, all that stuff, that might be a different video. So what you want to do is you want to go to sites, funnels, and we want to create a funnel. So basically it's just going to be two pages. It's going to be a sales page and like a thank you confirmation page. That the purchase is successful and that it's coming to their inbox. So we want to go to from templates. That would be the easiest way, as opposed to creating it from scratch, from zero, especially if you don't have a whole lot of experience. But yeah, let's go something like this. There's a bunch of templates you can see, and if you hover over one of them, you can you can kind of preview them. Also, you can do categories here on the side, right? Or you can do a type of product or a type of, I don't know how to call it, type of funnel, I guess. It can be a lead generation. It can be a kind of a course sales page, and there's different types. It could be a webinar. I recommend just clicking through, just checking what each one means. Just that will make more sense as opposed to us now just clicking on things for 10 minutes. But I would do, also you can search by name. So do something like course, right? So this is course related stuff that it's giving us. And now we have to select one. I'm going to select one. It's not going to be the best thing in the world, probably. Let's go with this. Let's just do this. And it kind of gives us like a brief preview. It's something like this. This is not ideal, but we can work with this. This has some of the elements that we need already, and then we can add more stuff. So let's click continue, and it's going to add the template for a few seconds. All right, so it's done loading. Let's clean it up a little bit. There's a couple elements that I would take out. I would take out this whole thing, this. On sales pages, usually you don't want to have a navigation bar. You might want to have a footer with like terms and conditions, contact information. That's usually even mandatory. On some social media platforms where you advertise, it's actually like all that transparency stuff that I have mentioned in one of the previous videos. It's actually mandatory, but the navigation bar, for the most part, is not needed, and also it's a distraction. People land on this page, there's only one option, one thing to do. You don't want them to start, oh, let's go check out the blog, let's go check out the podcast and about us page. Like, it's just a bunch of distractions, taking people away from the page that they actually clicked on. They want to see what this is. They don't want to, browse around, but, people get easily distracted. So in this case, you can see it's a fairly simple page. So what we want to do first, we want to connect it to a checkout form. So there's different types of ways to do it. So if we click on elements over here, we can do it as a pop-up. They click on a button, and it gives us a checkout form where we can put in our credit card details. We can also do a checkout form just here on the side. So I can actually do like an example of that. Let's do that. Let's actually delete it just to give you like an example. Let's click on add element. Where was the form? Let's scroll down, form. And we have several options for forms. So one-step order, two-step order. So one-step order is it just gives the whole thing, whatever information you need. It just asks for everything, right? That's just one form. Two-step means, let's go back. Let's undo. Let's click on element. Two-step order is a little bit different. First, it asks for like the shipping information, or in this case, it would just be a name, email, and phone number because it's a digital product. We don't need their address. And then in the next step, it will be credit card information. This, although it seems kind of excessive, it's like, why should there be several steps? The upside for this is you can do cart abandonment sequences, which we might cover in one of the future videos, where they put in their name and email, right? And then they go to the next step and the credit card information. Again, they get distracted, whatever, life happens. But you can have an automation set up where they kind of went through this form halfway through, we collected their email, but they didn't pay, so we can follow up with them. It just sends them a few emails to kind of remind them of it, and that's what gets a few more purchases, basically, this sort of an automation. But in this case, I'm going to make it really simple. It's just going to be a simple form, and we're going to go back, we're going to undo, and we're going to insert a one-step form. Or also another way we can do it, let's undo even more. Let's have the image in, and then we can do also a pop-up. So if we click on a button, and now, as we can see here on the right side, button action, there's several things you can do, right? A bunch of things, but we want to have open pop-up. And then what the pop-up will be like, we'll click over here, pop-up settings, and over here, add row, one column, sure, add element. Here we're going to add the one-step order. So that's another way to do it, right? To keep the page cleaner and nicer. It's just like all the copy and graphics. The form looks kind of ugly in a way, right? If you can make it look good, that's good. If we can kind of integrate it into this whole page layout. But usually, me personally, I like the pop-ups. But again, that's something to test out. There's no one right answer. We're going to do pop-up for this one, right? But here, you can see there's all this information we're asking for, right? So, and you can edit that on the side if you click on this form. And then here on the side, you can obviously edit all the colors, font sizes, all that stuff. But if we click on advanced and we scroll up, obviously you can edit the text. Order now, whatever it is, right? You can edit all this. Show company name. This is more for like B2B, I guess, business to business. You can ask for it. You can not ask for it. It's your call. Full name validation. This is what we might have covered in a different video. I usually like to leave it on. It's a fairly recent feature where basically there's like an extra system set up where they can't just put in their first name. There's some other, like if they put in their first name and just the first letter of their last name, it's still going to say, no, put in your full name, right? So there's kind of like a few safety mechanisms set in place for them to actually incentivize people to give their full name. Usually if you ask for full name, yeah, I would leave this on. Email address, phone number, all that stuff. What I would not do for a digital product, I would hide shipping. See, this is the form now. If we do shipping, it's just that much longer. And it's not needed. Why do you need their address when they're buying a digital course, right? So I would do this, no shipping. And here shows the item, the total. Here's the credit card information. We're going to do a test purchase to see whether it got delivered. And here's the coupon code, which another video again, but yeah, that's kind of a thing as well. It's kind of the brief, really quick overview. Just kind of go through all of this and check it out. If we click publish and let's pick a domain, good corgi, save. And if we click back, or rather close it, all this stuff, copywriting, as I said, this will not be a copywriting masterclass or a design masterclass, but for all the graphic elements, obviously you can drag them around, right? You can put them in different places. Let's undo. And then for all the copy, obviously you can change up the copy. You can just click in, start typing, and on the side, same as for the form, over here you have a bunch of options, change the size, color, whatever, right? The different font styles. When it comes to copy, there's two options. Obviously, good old friend ChatGPT. It can help a lot if you haven't done copywriting at all ever. That gives you like a good foundation. And also, highly recommend, there's this thing called funnel hacking, right? You can go and check out other people's sales pages and funnels, see what they're doing, and not necessarily copy, but rather see what they're doing, what the structure is like, what kind of language they use, and use it for yours, kind of make it yours, make it better for your situation. But also you have to check people's sales pages, like the businesses that have similar products, right? You're doing like something related to dog training. You're not going to check out some finance training, financial literacy course, for example, right? It's something completely different. Those are different pain points. So keep that in mind, right? Something similar and a similar type of product. But the idea remains that in this case, what you want to do is, let's say here, you could outline week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, right? 4 weeks. This kind of lines up nicely. What's in it? Obviously, all the buttons will be pop-ups in this case, right? And if you have, instead of a pop-up, if you have a form here, and then you have a bunch of buttons throughout the page, right? So how are you you're not gonna put in a bunch of forms instead of the buttons. So what you can do here is you can link these buttons. If you click on one, you can link it to, if it's not a pop-up, you can link into the part of the page, the section that has the form. So you can do scroll to element, and then you click on it, you select the element, right? As you hover over each element, it shows which element it would actually take them to. So you can select this one and it would take them to the section. Once they click on a button, it would take them to this section that has the form. So that's another way to do it, right? If you have a form, just, put up front. So yeah, but we're going to do pop-up. Open pop-up. I like it personally. It's just cleaner. You can take these sections out if you want, right? The green section, you can take it out. But basically, or the benefits, what's in it for them, if there's any pain points that they have and, they're running away from pain, just kind of list it all out here. Just basically give them a reason why they should buy, right? And then ChatGPT can help you with this, and also you can look for other sales pages. As I said before, they'll have similar elements, right? They'll have the testimonials as well if you have them. They'll have the FAQs. They'll have some sort of a course outline, like over here. So there's going to be some similarities, and that you can take ideas from these other sales pages to craft yours. So that's kind of the short answer, right? On a thing that takes years to master, basically. But just to give you like I need to launch this today. That's what I would do. All right, so we have this, we can publish it, and then we want to connect it to an actual product that we're selling. Now it's just a form, we're not selling anything, we just have the page. So publish it, let's go back and let's connect it to the product. Okay, so now that we're back here, what we want to do is we want to connect the product, right? So let's click on here for that page where the product will be, the sales page. Click on products, add product, and then we can go and select it. There we go. Select a price point. I think it was 97. Additional options don't allow multiple several. They can buy several. It's not a physical product. That this applies to physical. And yeah, if you had several products, if you have a bump offer, again, we'll cover this in another video. You can do order bumps, bump offers, whatever you want to call it, like an additional order upgrade. All right, so let's go save. Okay, so the product has been created and connected to the sales page. What we want to do now is we want to click overview. We kind of want to take a look at the page, right? If we click on here, view page, we want to see what it actually looks like. So yeah, whether the pop-ups work and all that stuff, obviously go click on through things and check every button and all that stuff. I'm going to click on a button here. And over here, you can see Corgi Command, 4-week challenge, $97, right? Now we're going to do a test purchase in a second, but there's one extra step we need to do. But yeah, this is pretty straightforward, right? The pop-up, and if we click on each one, obviously go check out each button, whether each button is a pop-up. That's a vital part, and just kind of click through and see all the, whether grammar is okay. Also, check it out on mobile. Most of your traffic sources will be mobile. In a lot of cases, most people check their email through mobile. If you're advertising it on Instagram or TikTok or even, Facebook and wherever, it's all mostly mobile traffic. So that's even more important than this. You build it out on desktop, but you primarily optimize for mobile. But now what we want to do is, if we go back, we want to set up a test purchase. So let's go to under this page, let's go to settings, and we want to set up payment mode. Let's go test, and then we have to switch it back on, but let's not forget that. That's an important one. Let's click save. Right, now that it's saved, let's click on preview or view page again. Now we're going to do a test purchase. Let's click on it. Let's do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do all that. Here it says test mode. That's vital, right? So you remember, you will need to switch it back afterwards. I'm checking whether I haven't missed anything. The coupon code, that's going to be a thing for later. And for the test purchases, the credit card information you can put in your own, or you can just put in this. And expiration, I think by default it was just basically as long as it's like a future date and not a past one, then it's fine. But yeah, let's test it out. 242, and this one, I think it didn't matter, but we'll see. Let's click on it, we'll see. Filled in all the details. Oh gosh. All right. What's the format? Let's do that. Oh, that looks good. So yeah, put in the correct phone number, obviously, not a 555 number. Complete order. Fingers crossed. I think this was the correct. Haven't done a test purchase for a while. And this is the thank you page, which we'll check in a second how to fix this. This is a broken page, basically, right? It just doesn't look like anything at all. But first of all, we'll check whether the product got delivered, right? So I'm going to go I'm going to go open up my email and see whether it's there. All right, there we go. And you can see here, this is an automated email. Thank you for your recent purchase. I guess one thing that I should have done differently, which I'm going to show you now how to do it, which I should have done it right in the first place, but we can fix it now. Let's click on it. Yeah, here's the receipt. That's all automatically generated, so that's all good. So one of the things I would do is I'm going to create a product that actually connects to the membership. That's something that I did wrong, right? I just connected it to the offer, but it didn't connect to the membership, so it will make sense in a second. So we want to go to payments, and we want to create a new product that we're going to connect to this sales page. So let's go over here, payments, products. Let's go create a product, enter product name. Good Corgi 4-week challenge. Something like this to differentiate, description, all that stuff, tax, individual tax amount. Let's do 97. Let's keep that as is. Additional options, membership offer, connected to the course that we created. So this should work now. So basically this is like a set up the price point and all that. And this we actually connected to the course, which I did it incorrectly on the first try. So this should work now. So let's test it out again. Okay, now we go back to sites, funnels. So let's find the funnel that we did. I didn't name it. So, obviously should have named it. Or by default, I don't think it asked. Like you can edit it afterwards. So now we can go to products over here. Let's click on it and remove this one. All right, we're going to connect it to the right one. So we actually get course access. So I clicked on add product. This is the one we need, right? So that's what I did wrong the first time. Let's click on it. Price. Obviously, there's only one price. There's none of that stuff. Let's click here, main product. This all stays the same, right? Let's click save. And now let's go test it out again. Let's go overview. Let's check out the page. Let's put in the information again. Get started. Okay, payment, that is all good. This is a test mode, so that's all good. Two four two, complete order. And again, the thank you page we'll check in a second. But now, let's give it a second and I'll go check my email, whether the email came in. Let's go check it out. There we go. Welcome. There we go. I did it the right way. Second attempt. So sorry about that. So this is an automated email where you receive the login details, right? Automatically click on login here and you use the login details to get into the thing. So, if we click back, and this is where the receipt comes, right? So this is all the same as before, but now, in this case, we received 2 emails. So that's almost all of it. I would take out the schedule page. Let's just delete. And I would check out what does the next page look like, the page after they purchase. Remember, there's like a broken page. So let's go click on the thank you page. Let's go just take a quick peep at it. And here, again, change up the language. Thank you for purchasing. Expect an email within the next 5 minutes. And for any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to email, at your email. Sometimes, from experience, it's good to have this. Sometimes the email just doesn't come through for whatever reason, right? Sometimes they put in, during checkout, they put in the wrong email and they just don't receive anything because they've put in the wrong email. So this gives them a chance to just kind of like, hey, I haven't received anything. So at least they have a way to communicate with us, right? Even though it wasn't our fault, but at least they can reach out to us and we can fix it. And then the rest, I would even worry about it for now. Later, we can do upsells and all that fancy stuff. But for now, just acknowledge that it went through, that everything is okay, because people just spent their money. They want to be assured that everything's fine and what to expect and what the next step is. And the very, very, very last step, obviously we publish it. Let's publish. And then we'll take the last step. Let's go back. And we want to go to settings. Payment mode, live. right? We were in test mode as we were doing the test purchase. Save. That pretty much covers it, I think. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, yeah, make sure to reach out over here, 24/7 chat support. We'll make sure to respond as quickly as possible. Also, for VIP clients, there's going to be an extra option here to set up a VIP call, right? If it's more than a couple short questions. If it's a bigger issue, definitely make sure to take advantage of that. But yeah, if there are no more questions, then in the next few videos, we'll cover more topics related to this, to actually generating sales and then selling digital products. And yeah, so I'll see you in one of those next videos. Bye.